as a DT agent, I encountered similar stat padding or case bolstering. Truth be told, it was one case, but the FBI had me open up 4 different cases because they had me open a case for every individual that I had a articulable factual basis that there may have been potential federal law being violated. Or like on a criminal case, say you're working like a gang, which this case was, I guess, like a militia. If you're working like a gang, you have a case open on the gang and you have a subfile for each person in it. Like if, John Doe 1, 2, and 3, they all have their own subfile. Where in my case, John Doe 1, 2, 3, and 4 all had their own separate case, because then the FBI can, from my perspective, the FBI can come back to Congress and say, look at all the domestic terrorism we've investigated. Where really I was working one case, but the FBI can then say, well, he actually had 4. And so we need you to give us more money because look at how big of a threat all this domestic terrorism is.
Did the WFO pressure other field offices to keep January 6th cases open or open cases?
I would say they pressured us to open cases to some degree. One example that I have personally, I made this is one of my protected disclosures, so I'll just touch on it a little bit. But I received a lead about someone based on an anonymous tip, and in law enforcement, anonymous tips don't hold very much weight, especially without evidence that you can corroborate pretty easily. I wasn't able to corroborate anything they said, even after speaking with the person they alleged potential criminal behavior of. While I'm trying to figure all that out, I get another lead from the same agent who sent me that lead. And they essentially tried to get me to violate policy or law.
Do you believe that the FBI has become political?
I do. I think most people out in the field try to avoid that politicization of the agency, which is good, but it's gotten to a point, it seems to me, that it's like a cancerous point where the FBI has let itself become enveloped in this politicization and weaponization that I don't know how to even begin to fix it.
Given your law enforcement background, does knowing that you could be investigated by the FBI for speaking up at your child's school board meeting chill parents from exercising their First Amendment rights?
Yes.
And you said you had attended a school board meeting and you were nervous that you could be under federal investigation. Is that correct?
Yes, my colleagues teased me about it.
Video to me indicated potential problems with the investigation as far as informants were concerned, and our organization's potential forthrightness about the utilization of informants there on that day that might have some impact on our cases and the subjects that we were looking up, and then just a general awareness overall for the investigation as a whole that there might have been some kind of potential federal involvement with the activities on January 6th. And I thought it was important enough that it warranted our attention.
Joe Bonavolante said, no, we're not opening up cases on people who went to a rally. And I forgot a key part. The SSA for CT2 said, happy to do it. Show us where they were inside the Capitol and we'll look into it. To which WFO said, we can't show you those videos unless you can tell us the exact time and place those individuals were inside the Capitol. To which the SSA responded back, and I was privy to these conversations firsthand. Why can't you show us? Why can't you just give us access to the 11,000 hours of video that's available? Because there may be UC's, undercover officers, or CHS's confidential human sources on those videos whose identity we need to protect.